All right, we should all be good to go. What's up, Tyler? How you doing, man? If you can keep tapping and sharing, that would be great. Let me check out real quickly what was sent on Discord. Was it sent in the live Discord? Well, let me check. I think. Oh, I see it now, Hangry. I see it. Oh yeah, that looks pretty good. That looks really cool. It does, City. This one does traditionally bring out quite a few awful people. All right, guys, start tapping and sharing. That would be terrific. Make sure if you are in opposition, hit the request button there at the bottom. There at the bottom of the screen. It looks like that pink and blue person that you do see on up over there. And we should be good. We should be good to go. And we will wait to bring a guest on up. Let's just try to get the viewer count up a little bit. And if you guys can get the likes on up as well and shares, that would be great. Thanks everyone for sharing. I hope you guys are doing pretty good. I haven't seen. Yeah, I have not done this specific prompt in a while. It's been a little bit for sure. But yes, it always does bring out interesting people. Kaz, hello. Holly, hello. All right, we'll bring them up. I know you guys aren't going to like this. Every so often I do. Hello, how are you doing?
Do you know who this is?
Yeah, of course I know who this is. Yeah.
What's
How are
up,
you?
Doug? What's up, Doug? What's up,
Not
Doug?
much. I'm hanging in there. What's been new on your ends?
Just family stuff and life and stuff. Yeah, life is good. Feel blessed. Thanks for asking,
I'm
dude.
happy to hear
Listen,
that.
bro. I think you and I patched things up. We've had some good conversations. We've had
We
some
have.
crash outs between us. We've had some
It's hit or
crashes,
miss.
but
It's hit or
it is.
miss.
It's
It's
hit or
very
miss.
hit or miss.
I think you and I like each other. I just we don't agree with each other and everything,
We don't agree
but
with each other. We do not.
no,
But no,
not at
we
all.
have
Not at
some
all.
decent conversations. It is very hit or miss, but I don't know if we've ever spoken on this topic. At least not that I can recall.
Yeah, I just want to throw a quick hypothetical at you. I want to see if you agree on it. So the thing that bothers me is I'm like, yes, body count does matter. I can look at situations where I think that it does not really like matter, and I could agree with you probably in that. You and I would be rock solid in that agreement. But I'm
Okay.
going to ask you this.
Well, just to make sure we do agree, what situations would those be? Because I'm sure we may. I'm just trying to figure out what situation you're referring to.
I think that if a man or woman has a high body count and they have stopped that lifestyle and be like, man, I made some wrong choices and I don't want to do that anymore. I want to give myself to one person and be
Hmm.
exclusive. I don't think that that should be held over someone's head.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
oh man.
Sure. Yeah, we agree there.
So could we agree? Could we agree on that?
Yeah, I agree there.
Yeah, I don't find that person guilty and disgusting. I think they need love and forgiveness, and like we all do.
Okay.
I think there's some wrong choices that led up to that. Whatever, I don't care about that. So I'm going to ask you this:
All right.
do you think so? Body count doesn't matter.
Hmm?
Do you think that a child under the age of 18 that's been taken advantage of by numerous adult men, even potentially women,
Hmm?
Do you think that the body count matters in the court of law when every single one of those persons is taken advantage of that child needs to be prosecuted?
Yeah, but that's not a body count issue. That's a
That
grape
is a
issue.
body count. That is a body count issue.
Well, that would be a grape issue first and foremost.
That is the grape of someone's body.
Hmm? Right, but when we're talking about body count, that's obviously not what we're
I
referring
just want a
to.
concession. I just want a concession from you in that instance that body count does matter because through the legal system, we need to know how many bodies that child has had, and we need to know what level of grape they experience.
Right,
So does body
right,
count matter
right.
in
But
a
I think
court
if
of
we're being
law?
sure, but I think if we're being intellectually honest, I think we all agree that when we're talking about body
We
count,
are being
we're talking
intellectually
about two
honest. You're just
consensual adults. We're talking about two consenting
no, no,
adults.
no, 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 no. I don't see that on the background.
You're right. You're right. It's not specifically there, but I think if we're being intellectually honest, we know
So I
that
need
it
a
is included.
concession from you in that instance that body
Well, it's
count
not a
does matter.
concession. It's not a concession because
It
when we're
has
talking
to
about
be
body
a
count, it's
concession if
but but
Doug.
but but I think you're being disingenuous by saying that. Of course, in that sense, it does, but nobody's talking about body count in that sense. This topic is always referring to two consenting adults. That's what this topic
Okay,
is in
cool.
in relation to.
I'll jump back on the adults, but I want the W. Give me the W right now in front of
Well, it's
everyone.
not really a W. I mean, if you need that for
Come
yourself,
on, Doug.
sure. If you need that for
Doug.
yourself, sure. You can count that as a W for yourself, but nobody's talking about body count in that sense.
Woo!
If that's what you need for yourself, go ahead.
Massive W.
Sure, if
Doug,
that's what
love
you
you,
know.
bro.
All right, if that's what you need. But now let's get to what this topic is always in reference to.
I need to gloat for like. Can I? I need to gloat for a minute, chat. I know the chat hates me, and I have to gloat for 2 seconds. Okay. 1001, 1002. I'm good. I'm solid now. Okay. Yeah. Um. I think that we live in a society that glorifies a woman's a direction of high body count. I think that they think that it gives them some type of power because a woman's body is more desirable than a man's. Yes or no?
Well, to who?
To I'm talking about heterosexual relationships here. I don't know if you want to go, same sex. I'm talking about like your picture shows men with women right here. Can we at
Ye-
least stick on heterosexual relationships?
We can talk about any sort of relationship, really, whatever you want to talk about.
Doug, you're jumping around a lot here, bro. I want
I
you to
just
stick
answered,
on point here.
but I answered your question, Liam. You asked me a question, I answered it. How's that jumping around?
You no, you didn't. I just asked you a straight up easy question,
Right. You
and you
say,
were
can
like,
we stick? We
"Oh
can stick to
well."
heterosexual relationship. I can say we can stick to whatever relationships you want to talk about.
I said that a woman's body is more desirable than a man's body,
But
sexually, physically, whatever
by
way you
whose
want to look at it.
perspective, though? But by whose perspective? That's what
By
I was
the
answering.
opposite, by the opposite sex. I even think women
Of
have.
of course, if we're talking about heterosexual relationships, obviously,
Yeah,
because the alternative would
but
be
I
nothing.
think But I think that women have envy of each other as well. I think that's why the fashion industry and stuff is such a money making industry. I think that that the look and image of one's body, of one's fashion and everything all plays into this. Okay? So
Okay.
back to that point, if a woman could have a really high body count and still present beauty and her image to be beautiful and be very desirable to men, even though her past is very stained with a lot of gross men that just like to take advantage.
But why is it stained though? What about the count makes it stained?
Because I think that there is a level of there's a level of danger when it comes to laying down with another person. I think with a lot of sexual diseases, STDs and stuff. I think
Hmm?
there's a lot of stuff that play into this. I know that you can go to medication and
Yeah.
save smacks and all this stuff. Yeah, but if you put all that aside, okay, you have two physical bodies, okay, colliding and pushing the boundaries in many, many, many different people, different situations. People are gross on a lot of levels, bro. Seriously, can
Well,
you agree with that? You go
but
to the
sure,
gym, right?
yeah, there's
You go to
side
the
of.
gym?
Can I answer the question? Yeah, there's side effects
Yeah,
to,
yeah,
of
real,
course.
real quick.
Any,
Sorry though. Do you go to the gym, right?
yeah, Liam, yeah,
Do
but
you
come
wipe
on,
off? Do you wipe off the equipment after
Li-
those
Liam,
greasy men on the equipment?
I don't know what that has to do with what we're talking about.
It has
Yeah, of course.
everything to do with
Okay,
everything.
let me try to talk here. Okay.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So listen, of course, with any action, with anything that we do in society, there's going to be negatives and there's going to be pros to whatever we do, right? Transportation or anything, there's going to be bad things that can happen. There's going to be good things that happen. We weigh out the pros and cons with any action that we do. So, you know, sex is obviously a pleasurable thing. People enjoy doing pleasurable things. Of course, STIs can happen. Unfortunately, non-consensual things can happen. There are awful things that can happen as it relates to sex. But, you know, those are the chances people are willing to take when they want to engage in pleasurable things. But I am saying that the body count in and of itself does not mean anything, right? Of course, somebody can have a higher chance potentially of having an STI, but if somebody doesn't have an STI or any of those things, I want to know why body count still matters. That's ultimately what the
You know what,
conversation
Doug?
comes down
Doug,
to.
Doug. You know what the thing is too. When you soften the blow with this too, and I say STDs,
Hmm?
I'm pushing it like, hey, this is a major problem, and you change it up to STI.
Well, that's just what
It's
they're called
just
now.
soft.
Well, it's not softener.
Yeah, I
That's just what they're
understand it.
called.
They don't want to say it's a disease when you don't practice safe smacks.
Well,
They
it's an
they want
infection.
to they want to yeah, they want to
Well, that's just
lessen
what
the
it's called.
blow a little bit, bro.
I think that's just what it's called. But regardless, I don't think it takes away from the point. My question is, if somebody has a quote unquote high body count and they are STI free, why does that body count matter?
Do you think if someone loses their life and you're saying you're ascending to heaven or you're getting a dirt nap, what sounds better? This person was just unalived because and they ascended to heaven, or you just had a dirt nap, bro, and you lost your life. Okay, put it for what it is. I mean, why do we have to change the verbiage to soften the blow of the reality of of per,
Liam, you can
performing
call
in?
it whatever you want. You can call it whatever you want. I personally don't care. Whatever you want to call it, an STI or STD, I don't give a shit. I think that's kind of besides the point, really.
Yeah, dude. So, what I said back to women being more desirable than men. Um, I don't know. I think it's a problem. I think it's a problem in the sense that women are used as an image. You think that their bodies are in this day and age. If you look at websites like OnlyFriends, if you know what I mean and stuff,
Yeah, yeah.
there's a level of money that is involved that comes with sexual immorality, and it's glorified at this point. If you looked at the men and even women who subscribe to these people that are partaking in OnlyFriends, you would be disgusting. They're the most despicable ever. But yet these young women
Uh,
are doing this because they're making money, bro.
but why is that a problem? First of all, that has nothing to do with body count. But why is it a problem if a woman is doing something that makes her a lot of money?
Because a little leaven leavens the whole lump loaf. If you know what I'm saying. What I mean by that is it started out as like going and paying for somebody to dance, maybe. And then that dancer was like, I could make a little more money on the side. Here, my body count starts to go up. I did it multiple times. And now it went to, oh, well, I can do it online
Yeah,
and
it's
make a lot
capitalism.
more money.
It's capitalism. I very much am under the impression that if guys had the ability to do that more so, that most guys would. I think a lot of guys are just sort of jealous and yeah, I think a lot of guys are just jealous that a lot of women can make money doing that. To be honest, and I think more
Oh,
guys would.
dude,
I think more
I'm
guys
not,
would.
bro.
I think more guys would do that job as well if they had an audience that would actually watch them.
Doug,
Personally,
you're right. Hey, you're absolutely right. Absolutely, 100%. But that's not the point. I think that it's immoral. I think that the framework of it. I think that it's hurting society. I think that it's showing younger women that with their desirability and their monetary gain can come from their bodies online. And I think it's wild, dude. I think it's wild
I mean,
that that we don't stand against this.
I think that is a slightly different topic. Though I think that's a little bit different than body count. I am still wondering why you believe body count outside of any other factor matters, like outside of STIs, outside of anything else. Like I want to know why independently body count matters.
I kind of told you. I said that the same reason that you go to the gym and you go, holy crap, that guy's disgusting. He never uses the shower. Okay, I have to
Mm.
wipe off every piece of equipment because he sweats everywhere. He's literally the grossest human being I've ever seen.
Okay.
But you know what? He's been hooking up with all these girls that I want to hook up with. Okay. And you're like, I literally, that dude is laying down with these women. Okay. It's, it's
What does that have to do
insane,
with
bro.
body
Come
count? But
on.
wait, what does that have to do with body? That's just your feelings, though. Like if you don't like that, okay, but like why does that matter objectively?
Oh my gosh. Are you serious right now?
Yeah, like objective. Like you're just telling me your feelings. I just want to know objectively why that matters.
Because I think that it's unsafe. I think that it's immoral. I think that if you
A
cannot
lot of things
hold
are
out,
unsafe.
I think that, wait a minute. I think that you're supposed to flee. We need to flee youthful lust and temptation that wars at our soul, dude. Okay?
Okay.
That's what I believe.
But a lot of things are unsafe. Driving in a car or flying in a plane could potentially be unsafe. We still do it though. Of course, having sex is not side effect free. Nobody says otherwise. But I don't think you're telling me again outside of your feelings why it matters.
You're comparing jumping on a plane and
Well,
flying
yeah.
somewhere to laying down with a gruesome human being, and the only thing that's going to protect you from knowing who this weirdo is some
Well,
rubber material or something,
let's just get down to the crux of the
latex,
topic.
whatever it might be.
Guys, we're looking for opposition, by the way. If you disagree, hit the request button. Keep tapping, share. Make sure you give me a follow if you're enjoying the live. Tammy, thank you so much. I'll get to your thing in a second when I read it out. But W, Tammy in the comments, I'll read them
At
more relevant.
25K, we'll switch out the guests. At
We don't have any
25K, you
other. We don't have
guys.
anybody. Anyways, so let's just get down to the crux of the topic. So you're with a woman, right? You got with a woman. You've gone on a
One
handful of dates.
galaxy,
Okay,
one
you've gone on.
galaxy will get rid of the guest,
Liam.
you guys.
Okay,
One galaxy will get rid of the guest.
you've gone on a handful of dates with a woman, right? You like her, everything's gone great, and you find out she has a body count that for your whatever perception is too high. Why does that then matter if you liked everything about her up until that point? You've gone on 4 or 5 dates, everything's cool. Now you found out a high body count. Why does that matter?
Because I don't think that spiritually and physically I'm in the same place as that person. I
What does that
think
mean?
I think that, listen, for starters, if you're telling me, hey, she's had a pretty high body count, but she's been like, for a time period now, she's totally turned her life around, and she's like, hey, I don't want any more body count until I end up with the person that I'm going to spend the rest of my life with. That's the man of my dreams. Okay, I'm going
But
to
it's
wait.
not.
I'm
But it's
going to
not
be
about
like,
turning your life around. I think it's just sometimes people are interested in certain things of in their life, and sometimes they're not. By saying turning your life around, you make it seem like it's a bad thing, and I'm wondering why it's a bad thing.
dude, women hook on the side of the street, and their lives are taken because of it. Okay.
But
Um,
that's not body
and
count.
they
That's a
and they
different
sell
thing.
and they sell their body. They sell their body, and they're getting body count. What are you talking about
But
here?
that's not body count. That's engaging in an activity that can uh, 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 bring in dangerous things. But that's separate from body count. You're talking
That's
about
not body. That's
that. No, no,
not
no.
body
That
count.
include. Hold on, Liam. That would include body count, but that's not body count independently. You're talking about something else. You're talking about something that can bring in all sorts of negative things aside with it. I don't want to say the name of what you're talking about, but that's separate from body count. I'm wondering why body count in of itself matters. Right? You're talking about, let's just say a woman not doing that profession that you just mentioned. Let's just say, I don't know, she's a CEO of a company, right? She has her own house. She's very well off, but she has a high body count. Why does that matter?
Well, I think that when she made her money on the streets and then found some type of line of work where
No, I'm not talking about the same
she
person. I'm
now.
talking about a separate person. Let's talk about let's throw away the person who's working on a
I
train.
know
That's a different thing.
I'm throwing a little bit of a hypothetical on it, but you're saying that we have a female attorney who on the weekend just decides for fun she's having safe smacks and she's
Yeah.
just hooking up left and right and having a good time doing
Yeah.
it.
What? Yeah. Why is that
What
bad?
is the problem, Liam? What is no? This is the thing. You want to push all of that stuff that is dangerous for women, dangerous for men, that is equal on so many levels. Push it all aside. You want to get down to this one specific thing. This is your argument, Liam. Push all that other stuff aside that you and I sort of agree with. And all I want to talk about is a woman being in control of her own body and
Hmm?
being able to safely hook up with as many men as she wants to because
Yeah.
that woman's body is super desirable
Hmm?
by men that want it. What's wrong with that, Liam? That's your
Right.
conversation, and it's so
Yeah.
narrow minded, bro.
Well, but that's what we're talking about. That's the conversation.
That's what we're talking. That is who wants to talk about that? That is
But that's the topic.
ridiculous.
But that's the topic, Liam.
That's the topic. No, that's you wanting to kiss women's rear end because you want to put them in this place of power. Do you want to empower women by saying, hey, have safe smacks and have a lot of it because you are so desirable? And that's how I think where your power lies,
I'm not
ladies.
trying to put them in a position of power. I am just saying that they are their own self and they can do what they want with their own body. That's all I'm saying. I'm not putting them in any
Okay,
sort of power or lack thereof. I'm just saying you are a human being. You can do with what you want with your body. That's it.
no one's disagreeing with that, Doug. Where you're an adult, you can do things for the good or for the bad of yourself or for society.
Yeah.
But
So then I think we
listen,
may agree, possibly. No.
who's going to come up here and regulate a woman's body and how many
A,
men she can
a
or can't
lot.
be with?
A lot. That's that's Liam. That's the reason why I have this topic. There are many men that say it's really a bad thing that a woman is sleeping with as many guys as
And
she wants. They
and
find it to
that's a
be an issue.
preference. And wait, and that's a preference. And that's if a man comes up here and says, you know, there's some creepy men up here, dude. They go, I've been with 50 women, but I'm going to end up with a virgin. That's a piece of shit as far as I'm concerned. Okay, 100%. I'm
Oh
sure
yeah,
you
we
and
have
I would
plenty of
agree.
guys. Yes, yes. We have a lot of guys that come up here that seem like they want to target virgins. They want to specifically be with those women that
Can
fall
I
into that
be
category.
can I be anecdotal? Can I be anecdotal and a little bit? What's the word when you're gonna give some information that otherwise you wouldn't? Um, like almost like I wouldn't say secrets, but
Well, whatever it is, go for it. Whatever, oh, as long as it's relevant.
so
What do you got?
listen, bro. When I met my wife, um, I had a body count. It was not high, but I had a little bit of a count. Okay,
Okay, okay,
doesn't matter. It was
gotcha.
way under a 10, way under 10. Okay,
Okay,
and when I met my wife, she had a zero body count.
okay.
Okay. Now let me tell you something.
And you
The
knew
way that
that
I
going
felt.
into being married. I just want to make sure you knew that going into being married, or did you find that out afterwards? Or
No, it wasn't something to me where I was absolutely looking for that at all. But that's just where who I found,
okay,
and I'll tell you this. For me, it was a little bit emotional um, because I felt like I was a bit of a piece of shit because I couldn't wait for her, and I know that that's what my heart's desire was,
okay,
and I was so lucky to be with that person. And the people that I was with before I was with her were nothing of substance that made me who I am. And I love you so much more now, babe, because I made my bad choices. No, I feel like I put my cart before the horse, and I couldn't wait. I was a bit pathetic. Now let me please let me get this out, okay?
okay.
And I'm not trying to do as woe as me. I'm just trying to say I truly believe that the person that we are supposed to be with is there and is waiting for us. You don't want to go into a relationship going, I was a great person and just hooked up along the way so many times. That doesn't mean I'm not going to. I think that if you're in that mindset, I think you're going to miss out on the person that's actually waiting for you, that is there for you. I
Okay.
truly believe that, Doug.
Okay. So sure, but back to the topic, and that's a separate thing. I think there's some things maybe we can agree partly on what you said, but back to the topic, I'm not sure you made an objective argument as to why body count matters, like in of itself, right? Because it actually seemed like we kind of agreed that it doesn't matter. Right now, you said that sometimes with a high body count, potentially there can be higher amounts of STIs. You want to call them STDs, or sometimes other things can happen. Sure, right? I don't think anybody disagrees with that. But we're talking about those factors aside. And if it's out body count, it doesn't seem like you think it matters.
Um, I just don't think that it's something that the government would ever regulate. Okay. And I think that we're adults here, and I think we made a lot of good and a lot of bad choices. But I don't think that bad choices should be glorified. That's my point. Like I said, I think that when we make, we need love and we need healing, we need respect for sure. But that's after we turn away from our foolishness and get back on the right road here, dude. Is
Yeah,
all
but
I'm saying.
nobody's saying. At least I haven't come across anybody that's saying the government should regulate that. The debate that we typically have when I have this live is that somehow it's a bad thing that a woman has a higher body count than whatever they deem to be
Dude,
appropriate. That's the conversation that people
this is
typically
crazy.
have.
And you know what, I bet you've never tied this together, but this would be crazy awesome if you did your own little research. Don't take my advice or believe me at all. So you have a new religion that's impacting the United States of Islam, okay? And I'm not going to tear down the Islamic religion and stuff. I'm sure there's a lot of peaceful people that that are in this. I don't agree with it, okay? But you can look at it under the teachings where high body count for men, I think it's up to 4, whatever it is permissible. Women are supposed to have zero body count. You understand that, right?
Okay, but we're still getting off topic though, right? Like I'm not talking about
We're
religion.
not getting off a topic. You think that I'm saying it's misogynistic under this belief system that men can have a high body count, women have to have no body count. And you're going, we're
But we're not
getting
talking.
off. No, I'm not off a topic,
We are.
Doug.
I'm not. But
I'm not.
we're not talking about
You
religion.
just
I
don't
think
want,
religion's
listen, you just don't want to loot. Oh, gosh.
lose
You
what,
don't want
dude.
to take a
I
stand, dude.
stand on what? You keep trying to bring other things into the topic that we're not
You
talking about.
other things, it's all part of our existence and reality and life and everything, dude.
If
You know,
you're
if you want to
insinuating
take a
that I'm going to
stance,
defend
take the
Islam,
stance.
listen, dude, I am anti-religion in general. I don't give a shit what religion we're talking about. If you're expecting me to defend Islam altogether, right? That's not. I'm not the person for that. Okay, but we're not talking about
I
religion.
didn't say come up. Did I say that? I didn't came, but if you go, you should agree with that and go, holy shit. If under that system, I'm not going to believe you, Liam. I want to hear somebody read it out to me and understand it, that men can have a higher body count than women can. That's misogynistic. You should agree with that. You don't have to go, you know what? I'm taking your word for it. But if that's the case, I would agree with that. And that's totally fucking misogynistic, right?
Yeah, but again, we're still not talking about body count,
It's
though.
again, bro. Again, you
I
will
agree,
not take the
religion.
stance.
No, dude. You keep trying to bring other things into it. You're not going to get an argument out of me. I agree, religion can be very misogynistic. We agree. We don't have to talk about that.
No,
I
no,
agree.
that's not it. That's not it, Doug. It's not religion, okay?
Yeah.
You're
Well,
generalizing what I
Islam's a
said.
religion. Islam's a religion, right?
Yeah, I'm talking about this belief system, okay? Again, yeah, I said investigate. I could be lying. I don't think that I am. I think that I'm
But
speaking truth
I'm
here.
not defending Islam. I'm not defending any religion.
Well, if you look at the new covenant under Christianity, it says nothing about men can have high body count, women have to have low body count at all. It says
Okay.
one man should be
But
with one wife.
okay, but we're
Okay.
still not talking about religion. We're talking about body count. So if we agree on body count
Sure,
outside of any other
Sure,
fact,
let's go back to body. Yeah, let's go back to body count then.
okay.
I don't know. We can exhaust this. Whenever you feel like we're done, dude, obviously kick me. No problem. Okay.
But if we agree,
But
it sounds like we kind of do agree, at least based on what you told me. You just said outside of any other factor, it shouldn't matter that a woman can have a high body count, a low body count, but it's not relevant to who she is as a person. Brandon, you can come on up.
innocent,
Brandon,
in
if
a
you want to come up, you
sense,
can.
In a
Yeah.
sense, Doug.
Okay.
Yes, I
Okay.
agree. I agree with you in the sense that if your
Other
life
body.
is if your life is
Hold on, Brandon.
turned
One second.
around.
Okay. Well, listen. Well, but that's the part we disagree with. You're insinuating that somebody with a high body count is leading a bad life.
Yes, 100%.
Okay, but why though? And Brandon, you can chime in on this. I just need to know your age before we move forward, Brandon.
I'm 34.
Thank you. And Tammy, thanks again for the 20 previous land. It blew out with a V. I will use that, Tammy, but thank you so much, W. Tammy. All right, so why is a woman who is, say, quote unquote, sleeping around, why is that a bad thing that she has to turn her life around for?
I can answer that.
Anybody can answer it. Sure, go ahead.
I would say it's bad because only the woman runs the risk of getting pregnant at the end of the day. And so
Okay.
the more bodies a woman accrues, the more
Mhm.
percentage her percentage of having a baby is.
Okay,
Then that
but
further
that's her
goes
choice.
to the higher the percentage of the abortion rate will go up.
Okay, but AB is a separate topic. But let's say you run into a woman who has a body count of 50, which I would imagine you would deem as high. She's not pregnant. She has no STIs. Does body count still matter?
Absolutely.
Okay, so it has nothing to do with pregnancy then, and it also has nothing to do with STI.
No,
So what is? But it's not
that's
though
why it
because
matters.
because in
And
this
that
situation
means
you
that
said, but it doesn't
mhm.
matter. You told me body count still matters despite her not being pregnant. So it can't be the
Correct.
pregnancy. What about her is
'Cause-
is bad or negative because of that high body count, quote unquote?
Because if you have about 50, let's say 50 body count, the number of abortions had could be questionable. There's no
But
way to
but
get to that definitive
but in
answer.
this situation, I'm giving you an example where she is not pregnant. She hasn't been pregnant. Why does that body count still matter?
And you're saying she never had an abortion.
In this example, yes.
Uh-huh.
Why does body count still matter?
The reason why it would still matter is because the same way we have Carfax and things of that nature, to think that someone is going to accept you for allowing 50 other men to enter your body, that says something about your standards.
What does it say about their standards?
You have low standards. Like
But how do
you
you
allow
know it's her
anyone to,
standards though? But it's
conquer
her.
you.
But hold on. Let's say.
If you said
Hold on.
50
Hold on. Hold
men,
on. Hold on. Let's talk about the standards. Let's say there was a million men that approached her over her lifetime, and she only allowed 50. Right? Whatever the percentage of 50 into a million is, it's really low. That's less than a percent. But you only had 10 women approach you, and you slept with one. You actually have your standards are actually worse because she allowed less of a percentage in.
I mean, that's
So
a
it actually
great
has.
way to explain out
So it has
the
nothing to do with
hardship of a
standards then.
woman, but
So it has nothing to do with standards
1000% it
then.
does. You bringing up percentages don't make
It
standards
does.
less
It does
valuable.
because
All you're saying,
it does because it means she was more picky than you are.
No, it means that her body is more desirable than a man's.
well, he
Cool.
can jump to the conclusions he
Let
jumping
her
to.
have fun. Then let her have fun. Then if she enjoys the act of it, which I think we all enjoy that act, and it's consensual, then why does it matter? It says nothing about her as a person. All it says is that she likes something that feels good, which hey, we all do.
Well, it's like this: if a straight woman finds out her man dealt with another man one time before, usually 9 times out of 10, she's gonna walk away from that man. No,
Wait. That her man was with another man. Is that
if
what you
she
said?
finds out like she's been dating this guy and he was with another man, he was
Uh huh.
let's say bi,
Uh huh.
and she's out here looking for a leader, someone to run her
Okay.
household,
That would
and
be
she finds that
homophobia.
information out.
Yeah, that would be homophobic.
No, it
Yeah, it would
it would
for
not
sure.
be.
That would be 100% homophobic. Yeah.
That's a preference. A woman, if a woman likes a man for a man, she can have a preference that he
Hold
never
on.
been with a
But
man.
but but if she wouldn't have left him if she found out he slept with another woman previously, and only if he slept with another man, that is actually homophobic by its definition.
Even if you're taking into account how women view the manly man, quote unquote, there is no real definition to be clear. But we're speaking as if women don't have their own set of how they think. So I'm not understanding why you're coming at it from a male perspective, not understanding that a woman definitely will discredit a man if she's looking for a man, and
But
if he
that's a different
dabbled in
topic.
another field.
Yeah, that would
But
be.
you have to draw
But that's not
parallels.
that. But
You
that's
have to
not
draw
body count.
parallels.
That's a different topic. We're
You
talking
have
about.
to draw parallels.
But that's still not body count, though. We're talking about body
It
count. We're
is
not
though.
talking. It is, and
Let me tell you how it's similar.
it involves a body count, but that's not the topic of body count. We're talking about potential homophobia
Exactly. If it involved,
or gender standards and misogyny and stuff like that. But that's not body
but
count.
again,
I'm wondering what body count
those are
says
all
about
things
a
you're.
woman. Hold on, though. I just want to know what a body
Those are
count
all things you're
independent.
classifying.
I just want to know what body count independently says about a woman that you wouldn't otherwise know just by getting to know her. Like, I think the best way of getting to know a woman
It
is by
show
just getting to know a woman. I don't think knowing how many men or women she may have slept with in the past, I don't see how that matters at all.
it does matter. It shows how easily conquerable she is.
I think it matters for
That's why. Okay, so
insecure.
when
Yeah, I think it matters for insecure and jealous men. I think it matters. I think
I
if you're
mean
insecure or
insecurities don't
jealous,
men don't think about insecure and jealous, bro. That's not how we work. So
I
when people say
100% disagree.
insecure,
I
we
think the
don't
reason why
even.
men care is because they're insecure. Yeah.
In what way? What do you mean? Like they won't match up or
I
something,
think
or
men that care about body count are afraid that they're not going to be as good as that guy was. They're not going to be as big as he is down there, and I think they're not going to live up to the standard and please her as enough. And I think it's
So,
going to make you
Doug.
feel less of a
So,
man.
wait a
wait.
minute. Hang on a second, Brandon. Doug. What made Kim Kardashian so popular? Really pushed her over the top.
I'm not well versed enough on Kim Kardashian to say that.
Her
Her,
But
her,
videotape.
her.
probably the combination of
Her.
having money, yeah, that videotape, the way she looks, etc.
No. The videotape, the Smex tape that was leaked out. Okay. So now when she's at a when she's
But if
at a
she wasn't
roast,
rich, if she
what
wasn't
do you
rich
think?
or
Wait a minute. What
attractive,
do you
that
when
wouldn't
she,
have spread.
wait when she's at a roast of a celebrity? What do you think they're going to roast her for?
Oh,
Her
probably a
body
whole
count.
bunch of things. Well,
Her body count. Her body
but
count.
but that's not making your argument any better.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Yeah. You're right. There are guys that would do that, but that's just proving my point more. That I think there's men that value that when there says nothing about a woman. Again, I don't think you can tell me why it matters, other than it makes you jealous and insecure. I think many men are just jealous that women have the ability more so to sleep around with who they want than men do, and I think you wish you can do that. I think you wish you could sleep around with as many as you want, but you can't, and you project it upon
I
women.
mean,
I think
you're
that's
just
exactly what it is.
conflating. You're just
Okay,
conflating right now. I already told you my story,
not
and
yours.
it
I'm
doesn't
talking to
equal
him.
it doesn't
I'm not
equal
talking
that
about
at
you.
all.
Liam, I'm talking to him. I don't. That wasn't pertaining to you. I think that's him. I think he wishes he could sleep with every woman that he finds attractive on the street, and you're projecting it
For the
upon
last
women. I think
12
that's
years.
100% it.
I've
Yeah.
been married for the last 12 years. So, I mean, I
Well,
don't have a reason to go and seek others. Um, I'm
then
just saying that you're
you shouldn't have a
speaking,
reason to project it
you're,
upon a woman. Then
So,
no,
Brandon, you said you've been in a relationship for 12 years,
correct,
married for 12.
correct.
Doug, you're just fully just no. You're not even close,
He's
bro.
not close. He's like,
Wow.
he's pretty much rage baiting at this point. All I'm saying is,
go ahead.
when it comes to a man, for us to determine whether the body count is important or not, it's our decision because that's the masses of the men. Women determine who is wealthy enough to date them. That's their preference. So that's the
Sure,
masses of the women. You're speaking as one
sure.
independent man with a gripe. Like, just look at this photo, for instance. Why would you want, in this position, in any position, would you want, let's say, a 13-year-old boy and a 13-year-old girl side to side? When would that be okay for them both to be surrounded by all these people?
What do you mean by surrounded by all these people?
Any 13-year-old girl, why would you want her in a position to be surrounded by all these dudes? The guy kissing her hand, and opposed to the other guy.
I
Why?
don't want that. I don't. I'm saying this is how society views it. That's not saying what I want.
No, what you're saying is it needs to be also say she's cool for having all these guys around. That's what you're saying.
No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that's what society says, and I disagree with that.
No, you're saying society shame girls. The
Yes,
opposite is what you're speaking.
right.
A
I think
society that you
traditional.
want is one that says
No,
it's
I
cool that
don't
she has
want
all
that.
those guys around her.
No. I don't want that. I'll tell you exactly what I want. I just don't want it to matter at all. I just don't think it should be a relevant factor. I think it should matter as little as knowing how many pizzas you had in your entire life. I think it should matter as little as knowing how many haircuts you've had in your entire life. I think it matters that little.
I mean, again, you're one guy. That is a great perspective of yours.
Mhm.
But the masses of men will tell you that if they're looking for a partner, body count does matter. I mean, I don't know why
I
you're not
know it
looking at
matter.
it.
That's not my argument. I know it matters to many men. I'm saying it shouldn't. I'm making it an ought. argument, what it ought to be, not what it is. I agree that's what it is. I disagree that it should be that way, though. I think it's harmful. I think it's harmful to men and women having that
You know what,
perspective.
Doug, listen to this real quick. This is not a hypothetical. This is an actual story. I'll make it real quick and brief. Please listen to it. I think it would benefit all of us. So you have a man that took on the most powerful human being that we've ever known to exist on planet Earth, okay? And defeated this human being. Defeated him, okay? Set him up for absolute success. He directed armies, okay? He had many battles, many successes. The thing that really took him down, though, was when he saw a woman, he saw her physical body and was like, oh my gosh, I want that. So he took that. He laid this with this woman. He impregnated her. Then there was shame. So what happened? This woman was with another man, and he took that man and put him on the front lines, and that man lost his life. He did that on purpose because he didn't want the shame. He didn't want all this stuff, right? Now, that was a body count that should have never happened to this woman, okay? This is that body count that you're talking about that doesn't matter. This woman had a desirable body, even though she was invested in another relationship, which she gave herself up. So body count in so many different scenarios absolutely matters, brother. It does.
I don't see how that example means it matters. I'm not saying men don't want women. Of course they do. I'm just saying that it's not a relevant variable into who you are as a human being.
You know who I was speaking on there? Do you know what that story was about?
I don't know. Who was it about?
David and Goliath in the Bible. Okay,
Okay.
King David, when he saw Bathsheba, he wanted her, he took her, he impregnated her, and then he put her husband on the front lines and had him murdered.
Okay.
Like he already said that he really doesn't care too much about the religious text. So whatever you're saying pretty much is going to one end and going out
I
the
mean, it
other. But
doesn't matter that it was the biblical text. It's just a story. You believe? Just look at the way that it was played out. Though, why does it have to go? Oh shit! It's a Bible story. I don't want to hear it.
No, I'm not
That's
like that.
insane.
If there's a good story in
because
the
I mean,
Bible, I
if
think that's
someone
fine.
if someone starts spouting a Dr. Seuss doctrine, then I mean, someone would speak up and say, "Hey, I don't want to listen to that." So it's the same thing for someone that isn't religious.
Oh
Guys,
God!
keep tapping and sharing
Get ready, ladies and gentlemen. Here comes Matt.
if you're enjoying the live. Click the red follow button on top left. What's up, Matt? How you doing, man?
Hey, how's it going? I'm
What's
not
up?
sure why, if we're having a real discussion, why we're bringing up myths of things that didn't actually happen. So I don't know why that's relevant to a real discussion. Do you know how many people my partner of 5 years, my girlfriend, do you know how many people she slept with
I don't
before
really
me?
care. I'm supposed to. I'm
No, I
supposed to.
mean, no, I'm
Wow.
asking. No, I mean, do you know how
Oh
many
my
people she slept
gosh.
with?
Are
I
you
would
Do you
like
gonna
know
to
how
know.
tell? Are
many?
you gonna tell me?
Can I
No,
know?
I
I
mean,
want to know.
no. Do you know how many people she slept with?
Are you going to tell us?
Oh my! You gonna
Well,
tell us?
I assume
no,
he's going to
because I don't.
respond.
Because no,
Right.
no,
I
because the answer is I couldn't tell you because I've never asked her the question because I couldn't give two shits. Nor has she ever asked me the question how many women I've slept with because she doesn't care because we're adults. We're in our 40s and neither of us could care less
But
about
that would
how
be
many
called
people we've slept
insecurity.
with
Oh
before
my
because we're
gosh!
adults and that's
well, I
not a
agree
thing
with
that
that.
has ever
Yeah.
mattered to us.
You
I
call that a
agree.
Yeah.
marriage or is that a
Why
partnership?
the question is why would knowing that number matter to either of us? That's my
Because
question to you.
it's insecurity that you don't want to know. That's what it
It's
is. You're
exactly
scared
it's
to know.
insecurity that you want to know, but
Right.
Absolutely
why would
not.
it matter to us? We have a
Like,
fantastic
Why are we?
relationship.
If you're
We have a fantastic relationship for 5 years. So why would knowing that number change anything about us?
why would
Let me
you? Are you
explain it
supposed
to.
to?
Wait a minute, dude. Let me explain real quick, and then Brandon, you got the floor.
Gotcha,
So
gotcha.
I will tell you this right now that if all of your deep dark secrets, maybe you unalived somebody in another country and never told anyone, you're basically coming up here, Matt, and saying you don't need to give up any of those secrets because it
Correct.
doesn't. No, but let
well,
me finish
Liam,
before you jump in
hold
like
on.
a snowflake, Matt.
Liam,
Hang
unaliving
on.
someone is not the same
No,
as
no, no,
sleeping with
no. Wait a
That
someone.
minute.
was
A
Brandon. I
secret
was
is a
literally muted
secret.
there, Chief. I didn't even say
A
anything. That was
secret is a
Brandon who just
secret.
talked.
It's not a matter
Okay,
of
let
a
me
secret.
finish.
Hold on, but it's not a
Hang
secret.
on, snowflakes. Let me finish. Hey,
Liam,
I'll mute up if you want to talk. Go
It
ahead.
was
Hold on.
It was
It's
literally Brandon
You
who
guys
talked over
got it.
you,
Go
not
ahead.
me.
You got the floor. Go ahead.
it's
No,
not a
Liam,
matter.
I was just
It's not
saying.
a hold on. It's not a matter of it being a secret. What Matt, you can correct me, but what Matt was implying is that it matters so little he's never bothered to ask, right? So it's not a secret in which he has to hold back for the fear of some information
Okay.
leaking
Okay.
out.
Wait,
It's
Matt.
just that it just doesn't matter, right?
Doug,
It
wait a
should be
second.
openly
So,
shared.
wait, hang
Other
on. So,
matters.
hang on. So, two brothers, okay, married to different women. One sleeps with his brother's wife, hooks up, doesn't tell. She doesn't tell. There's a secret that's there. Her
Right,
body
because it's
count
cheating.
went up.
That's
Well,
yeah,
cheating.
wait a
that's
minute. I'm
cheating on
not
That's
done
somebody,
cheating.
you
talking.
fucking idiot. That's
Here we
totally
go.
different, you
They
But
fucking
chat,
idiot.
Liam,
chat.
that's
My
Liam,
cheating.
Liam,
hypotheticals are too
stop
strong,
it.
guys. They're
No,
too
It's not.
strong.
Liam, stop it. Now,
Here
You know
we
that's
go.
what?
not the
Oh yeah,
same
I'll stop.
thing.
Liam's on to something. Liam's on to something.
Liam,
No,
He's
Liam is
not.
onto
listen,
something.
chat.
Yes, Liam is onto something. Liam, stop it. Now, number
Matt, no,
one,
you need to shut
no,
up and let me
Liam,
No, you
finish.
have
Liam,
to let him
stop it.
finish.
Liam,
You
please
have to let him
listen
finish.
to
No,
Let
no,
me.
Liam
Matt,
finish.
why
No,
are you
Let Liam
cutting me
finish.
off?
Liam,
Why are
please.
you
No,
cutting me
number
off,
one,
Matt?
because
Let him
Liam, number
Because
finish.
you're a
one,
loser? You don't
no,
like fair
Liam,
debates?
would you please stop? Now,
You're
Would
number
I
one,
interrupting
please
Liam.
before,
stop? No, I will not
Oh my
never stop
God.
because
telling the
Liam,
truth.
Liam, number
You're
one,
interrupting Liam.
because number one, Liam, before when you got mad at me for interrupting, it was Brandon who interrupted. I was on mute pouring
I
spaghetti out of
said
a colander.
I
It was Brandon
snowflakes. That
who,
wasn't
exactly, it
either
was
one of you.
Brandon who interrupted you. It wasn't me. That's number
I
Liam,
was
one.
you
just
got a
saying he was
Number
correct.
violation.
two, if
Liam
you
got a
have an
violation.
issue, yeah, of
Okay.
course he did. Number two, if you're going to bring up the idea of somebody cheating on you and you want to make an issue out of that, not telling your partner about somebody cheating on you, that's very different. That's
Right.
very, very different because if you're in the course of a relationship or it involves somebody that is close to you in the relationship, that's very different. Now, isn't it?
Nope. His point was
No,
that
no,
you're
no.
keeping secrets. That's what his
No,
point
no,
is.
but Brandon,
No,
you know you're being intellectually dishonest by saying that it's the secret of cheating. It's not the secret of something that doesn't matter. Again, what I said before,
But
and Matt may hold on, Matt may disagree with this, or though he may agree with it a little bit. I don't know. But the point is, I think it matters as little as again knowing how many haircuts somebody has had in the past. If I don't ask that person how many
that is
haircuts they've
not
had
that
in a
simple.
it's literally that
let me
simple.
finish.
Wow.
Let me finish. If I don't ask my partner how many haircuts they've had in the past, it's not keeping it secret. It just means I don't give a fuck, and it's not worth mentioning because we don't give a shit. It's not a secret. You only think it's a secret
It
because you think
is.
it matters.
If you're
But
hiding
Matt
how
and I
many
don't
partners
care
you've had
about
from
it.
your partner,
It's not hiding. We don't care.
no, you don't care. You two don't care.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
It's
That's the
Y'all
not.
are
point.
That's
That's the point.
Brandon.
the
Yeah,
majority
Brandon, the
isn't you
point that
two
you're
though.
missing, no, Brandon, the point that you're missing here is that it's not hiding something. It's that we don't care. The problem here is that you care about it and that we want to know, why do you care about it? What difference does it make? That's what I want to know.
Right. Why do you care enough for it to be deemed as a secret? And hey, Thick,
You,
you can
you're
chime in
supposed to
after he
know.
finishes.
You're supposed to know everything significant about your other. That's why it's called significant
So
other.
why is it
That
significant?
is a
Great, great,
very
great. Why do we don't view it as significant? Why do you view it as significant?
because how many significant others have you had besides me?
How
It's
many
not for. It's
periods?
not. It's
How
not
many
for.
periods? How many
It's
periods has your wife had this year?
that's not the same,
How
fella.
many periods has your wife had this year?
Because you deem it
How
unnecessary.
many
You're comparing
periods
it
has your wife had this year, Brandon?
because
How
you're.
many periods? How many periods has your wife had this year? That's literally one of the most important things that you could know about a woman, but I bet you don't know that now, do you?
I'll tell you, she's experienced 7 days of
There you
periods.
go. There you go. You don't fucking know that, you fucking hypocrite.
It's seven. What do you mean? It's in January.
She's
She's
had
only had a
7
period
this year.
once. It's not hard to calculate.
She's had 7 this year. She better
7
go to the
days.
fucking. She better go to the fucking. No, this past year, 2025. How
Oh,
many
I see. I
periods
see.
did she
You have to
have?
clarify because we're in 2026. So I answered 2026.
Right.
I have to look at the
2025. How
files.
many did she have? How
I have
many
to look at the
periods did
files
she
to
have
know.
in 2025?
It's not hard to count, bro. If there's 12 months, multiply 12 by 7, and the
All right.
answer is right
All right.
there.
Okay.
Wait a second. 12 by 7.
Correct.
So how many periods did your wife have in 2025?
Multiply 12 times 7 and you have your answer.
What do you mean 12 times 7? What the fuck does that even mean?
If she gets a period every month and then 7 days out of that month she has her period, you just do the math. I don't know why you're confused. Do you have a wife?
So tell me how many periods your wife had last year. If you're saying it's so simple, just say the answer.
She had 12 periods that spanned 7 days each.
So how many did she have in 2025?
Bro, I already gave you the answer. I already gave you the
No,
equation.
I don't, because here's the problem. Number one is that you don't even know that it happens every 28 days. That's number one. Number two, it doesn't
I
last.
said once a month.
Number two, it doesn't
you're not about to
last.
explain something to me, bro.
Number two, shut the fuck up, dude. You don't even know what you're talking about.
You came
number
up here being all
two, it
rude
doesn't.
and shit, bro.
Hey,
And then
Brandon.
you're
Hey,
being so
Brandon. Hey,
disrespectful.
Brandon. Hey, Brandon. Number
hopefully
two.
to tell-
Hey,
bro,
Brandon.
no,
you
no,
don't
no.
even know. Hey, Brandon. Quiet.
You
now.
shush. You
You
shush.
don't
You're
even
about to
know.
break up.
You don't even
You're
know that a
literally asking
woman's
a man
period
about
doesn't
periods, bro.
actually.
Like-
You don't even know that a woman's period doesn't actually last 7 days for every woman. Sometimes it
My
lasts
wife. You
4
asked
days.
about my wife,
Sometimes
bro.
it
You
lasts
asked about
5
my
days.
wife.
Sometimes
You
it's
asked
different.
about my wife. You asked
Also,
about my wife.
sometimes
You asked
based
about
on
my wife.
different. Sometimes based on different
You
things.
literally asked about
All
my
right,
wife.
cool. So
Let's-
your wife every single month. Here's the deal, dude.
I have the
I'm
calendar
telling
on my
you-
phone.
Let's
You
try to
have the
reel this in.
calendar on your phone.
Correct.
Yeah, okay, bud. Sure you do.
Let's
You're
try to
lying.
reel this back. Let's try to reel this
Okay,
back in.
wait.
Hold on. We're about to go off topic a little bit. Let's reel it back in. Let's try to swing it back to the topic that we're talking about. Right. The point that, and I think you'll go right after this. The point Matt and I are trying to get across is that we just care so little that it doesn't say anything significant about a person as to who they are. That's how we view it. Okay. We're asking you why that thing matters. Thick, you can go ahead and then we can talk more about the topic. Go ahead, man.
I literally explained. I said it shows
I said
low
thick.
standard.
We can talk, but we can get to that. Thick, you want to chime in? You there?
Yeah,
Thick?
sure.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you make a good point. So you said like, oh well, how many partners have you had before me, right? And if they don't tell you, they're like hiding it from you, right, Brandon?
That is how I would look at it.
Okay. Ask me how many people I've been with.
Why would I ask a man this?
Just ask me. It doesn't matter.
Just for the sake of
like
the
my
conversation.
gender in this doesn't matter. Let's for the sake of
I
the
literally
argument, we're
never
pretending.
asked a man in my life about his body count.
Brandon. For the sake of this, I'm your wife. Ask me how many people I've been with.
That's crazy. I can't imagine this.
Just answer the
literally
question.
just
Come on,
asked
can
a
you go
question.
along with it, Brandon? Just please.
Can
for the
when
sake of
you
the
when you
conversation.
ask him, because again, I never asked a man about his body count.
No,
So when you have
Brandon.
asked him,
He's trying to get a
Brandon,
point
just
across.
ask me.
Just answer the question.
Yeah,
correct.
exactly.
So when you answer him, so he can get on with what he's saying.
Brandon, except I agree with both Matt and Doug. So for the purposes of
Okay,
this
so get one of
argument,
them to do
just
your experiment.
ask the
I'm telling you, I've
question.
never asked a man about his body count. Why would I do that?
Why I don't understand why you're being so weird about it. Clearly, we have some other
About
issues
asking a
we
man
need to
his
dig
body
through.
count? When I've never asked a man in my life his body count?
Yeah, just ask. Just ask the question. I don't think it matters. Like, why does it matter what gender I am for starters?
You can just proceed to say your point, because I'm not asking you.
No, my point cannot be made until you ask.
It definitely
the question.
can. You can.
That's
you can,
weird
it
that it
can't.
bothers you so much.
believe.
That's odd that it bothers you so much, Brandon, that you can't even ask for the sake of the debate. That's really weird that you can't even ask it.
I refuse to ask another man his body count. I refuse.
I think this is
Why-
probably the problem.
Wait, hold on. Why?
What do you mean? Why? That's not my prerogative.
Why? No. Why do you refuse to ask another man what his body count is?
Insecure. Sorry.
I mean, okay.
Why
let's say I'm
does
insecure.
it? Hold on. Why does it matter? Why does it matter that I'm a man? Why can't you ask me what?
Because
what
if
my body
I'm sexually attracted to women, then I would be more inclined to ask women what their body count is. And if I'm telling you I'm uncomfortable asking a man, you should respect that the very first time and not ask me like 20 times.
Oh no, I just think you're fucking weird because clearly there's something else here that we need to dig through. But you,
I would agree.
like,
I've
let me get this straight. So let me get this
no,
straight.
See,
Hey,
y'all have been insulting me this whole time, and I've been respectful.
Brandon, I haven't
and that's the
started
crazy
insulting
part.
you. Brandon,
Oh,
I
that
have
was
not
just the
started
tip of it?
insulting you yet.
Was that just the tip of it?
If you think this is me insulting you, you are incredibly sensitive and you should not be up here.
Sure.
I'm just going to be so for real with you right now.
Look
If
how
you think
how
this,
you can't make your point without
Brandon,
someone answering a dumb question.
Brandon,
Just say your point. I'm
Brandon,
still interested in your point.
Brandon, you're making my point for me. The
No,
fact
you
that
just like saying my name for
you
some reason. Like, I also don't like how my man will just keep saying my name like that. That's for women, bro. Stop
do you
doing
want me
that.
to refer to you as Pookie Bear then?
Guys,
Up
a
No,
there,
just
man
say
can't
what.
say his
Just
name. Hold on.
you
So
said.
only a
You
woman
said.
can say your name?
You said.
That's
You
weird.
said y'all three agree, so you can just
Man,
make
you
your point.
really are insecure. You really are fucking
Very.
insecure.
How do
He
you
doesn't
define
need to let a
insecure?
man say
Define
his
insecure
name.
for me. Define
The
insecure for me.
fact that you feel uncomfortable because I'm a man saying your name, and the fact that you are incapable of asking
Bro,
me
you
a
said my name
question
20
because I'm a
times.
man,
Yeah, I
You
think
you
there's
said
a
are
my name
lot
like
of
20
incredibly
times.
insecurity.
insecure,
There
Brandon.
is a lot of insecurity happening. Like
Okay, so can y'all help
clearly.
me understand what insecurity is? Because I don't know what that means.
You
Can y'all
go
help
look
me?
in the mirror. So I'm going to make my point anyway. Hey, Doug, ask me what my body count is.
You did
Thick,
that
what's
from
your
the start
body
and we'll be
count?
good.
Thick, what's your body count?
3.
Great.
Hey, Brandon, am I telling the truth?
I didn't hear you. What you say?
I
I didn't
said
hear your answer.
3. Am I telling the truth?
Um, I don't know much about you, so I'll say
Wait,
yes.
how do you, how do you know that I'm telling the truth?
Because I trust people, bro. Like if someone tells me something, I would assume that they're not
Oh, so quite literally, you just believe any arbitrary number that somebody gives you.
1000%. Why would you have a reason to lie about it?
Oh, so then body count doesn't actually matter because it's not a verifiable number that you can actually like pinpoint.
If I'm working off of trust, I mean, there's a whole religion
Yeah,
based
but
off it. Like,
there's
bro, your point
there's
don't even make
literally
sense, bro.
nothing.
Your
It
point don't
makes
make sense.
perfect sense.
So you're
It makes
saying just
perfect
because
sense.
so you're saying just because a person tell me their body count, they could be lying?
Brandon, it's an arbitrary fucking number that you cannot prove.
Correct. I'm not trying to prove it. If you
So
tell me the
then it
number, I
doesn't
believe the
matter.
number.
Well,
So
It's
then it
it
doesn't matter.
do you see what
it
Thick's
doesn't
trying to
matter
get
to you.
across? That well, hold
No, it
on.
just doesn't
If you
matter.
if you can't prove the
It
number
doesn't
and a
matter to
woman,
you. Y'all
but hold
three
on,
are. It don't matter to y'all
hold on,
three.
hold on. If you're married, you said you're married, and she gives you the number. How do you know it's true? How do you know it's factual?
I'm going based off of trust, and I'm
Okay,
gonna assume that she's
but
not
she
lying
could
to
be
me.
lying. She could be lying. What if
Correct.
you
One,
find
one,
out?
one
What if you
billion percent.
find right? What if you find out like 5 years from now that her number was, I don't know, four more than she said or something like that?
Well, if it's over the number that I want it to be, then I'm out of there. Easy peasy.
What's
It's
the
not
number
hard.
that
Okay,
you
well then
want
how
it
do
to
you
be?
prove it?
What's the
There's no
number that you
proving it. That's
want
why
it
I'm
to
not worried
be?
about it. There's no
Oh,
proving it.
but
That's
you
why
What?
she
But
seem
told.
but I have a
you seem
question
very
though.
worried about it.
Hold on. What's her number and what's the number that you don't want it to be over? I don't know who she is, so you're not telling me any personal information I can use
Of
against
course,
her.
of course, of course.
Yeah.
I have no issue with that. I say
Okay.
her number's 5, and I don't
Okay.
accept anything over 10.
Okay. So what happens at that 10 mark that makes it unacceptable? You're at 9, it's okay. It gets to 10, what then happens?
Too many men have been inside you.
Well, I understand that,
Too
but
many
what
Victor
about
Kiss.
right, but at 9 it's okay, but then why 10? Why
Well,
does that be the deal breaker?
hold on. Does this if she's been with 8 men, but she's had 3 different gynecologists that are all men, does that also count?
Of course not.
Oh, why not?
Because you're making a dumb point. Like, why would a gynecologist count? Like,
No,
so
you said too many. You said quote too many men done been
correct.
inside you.
With their
So
penis. With their
if she's
penis.
slept with, well, you didn't clarify that.
That's what it means.
Oh,
That's what I meant.
Since
So your
okay,
point, you can just stop.
hold
You can
on,
just stop because that wasn't my
so no,
point. So just
hold
stop.
on,
well, this brings up a good point.
So
No,
Yeah.
so if
you're
she's
good.
only been with 8 men, so she's been with 8 men, like in terms of like full blown like penetrative coitus, but she's been with 4 men and it never got past hand stuff. That's fine.
Absolutely. No dick's been inside of her.
Oh, okay. So you just
This
actually
is
are.
Oh,
this is so
Like,
fucking
actually,
arbitrary.
if we think of
This is
so
so
she
fucking
went-
arbitrary.
now if we think about
But
this,
hold on,
like
wait, Thick.
hold on, we got to do math first. We got to do math because now there's the transitive property. Because
Listen, don't hurt
she's
yourself now.
been
Don't
with a
hurt
man.
yourself.
Well, hold on, Brandon. Hold on.
Don't hurt
If
yourself
she's
now.
been with
You
a
have to do
man
math.
and that man has been with like I don't know 40 women, then like by the transitive property, she's also been with like God, it's exponential at that point.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Go ahead, Matt.
Thick,
Go ahead, Matt.
Indeed.
Thick. I want to know, but hold on, Thick. I want to know what about a Bill Clinton situation now? I want to know how that counts. Like, is there like a weighted for that, or does it just also not count at all?
No, just because y'all feelings are so high about this doesn't mean it's true. The society will tell you
No,
that.
no, no.
Body
I'm
counts matter.
asking you genuinely.
Y'all are-
Like, if
y'all
she
are
went
living in a
down on a
vacuum.
no, bud. I'm asking genuinely. If she went down on a dude, does that count, or is it like a half a point, or is it like 0? What is it? What's your system?
They'll be 0.25.
0.25. Okay, got it. So it's a quarter point. Okay, cool.
Yes,
I'm just trying
every
to keep
point
track
is
of this
one whole
arbitrary
digit.
system that you've come up with in your head that means nothing. Got it. Cool.
Right. But again, it's the
Vince,
side
hold
of
on.
society.
Let me
So
let up another opposition so this isn't too lopsided. Vince, if you're opposition, I'm letting you on. Vince, your opposition.
I'm here. Yeah,
Okay,
totally.
I just
I agree with Brandon,
okay.
100%.
I just need to know your age before we move forward, and then you can go.
38.
All right, cool. Go ahead.
I'm on Brandon with this, but here's my argument to you guys. If
I
your
don't think
girlfriend
Brandon would
wife,
appreciate it if you were on him. By the way, he gets really uncomfortable when other men do anything
no, it's
like
fine.
that.
He's fine where he's
Go
at.
ahead. Go ahead.
No need to
Go
do
ahead.
that.
um,
Thank you very much.
so so if your girlfriend or wife got pregnant and had a miscarriage and she didn't tell you, um, would you be okay with that?
Well,
Well,
I'm
this
not in a
isn't exactly
relationship.
comparable,
I'm
but
I'm no, I'm asking. It's a pretty simple yes or no. Would you be okay if she did not tell you she had a miscarriage
They're
Did
not
this
going to
happen
answer.
previous? Did this
During,
happen previously or in
yeah.
the current relationship? That's the
No, in your current relationship? If you guys are
It,
still dating
I
and actively together,
hold on. I will answer. One, it's not the same. Number one. Two, would I be upset because she didn't tell me? Yes, but not for the reason you think.
okay, what's your reason to why you wouldn't be upset?
Right, answer.
Because things like that, or abortions even, are incredibly traumatic experiences that I don't think any one person should have to experience alone. I would be more concerned that she did not feel as though I was like capable of supporting her through that, because evidently I had done something that had made her like feel as though she could not trust me in that instance. Not because I feel as though I am somehow entitled to that information, but because that's an incredibly traumatic experience that I don't think that she should have to bear the brunt of.
Holy crap. I
That
cannot believe you
entitled.
said that.
Why? Because I'm a decent human being.
what's
No,
wrong
that
with
has
that.
nothing to do with decent. So you're with somebody you love, okay, and you're okay with her not telling you that she has that.
That
So
is not what I
But
this
said.
is
that's not what he
it's
That's
said.
not what
exactly
I
you
said. No, it's
you
not.
said
If
that.
I, Vince, if I had meant to say the words that just came out of your mouth, those would have been the words that came out of my mouth. But that's not what I said.
I heard what you said. That was what you said, though.
All right.
No.
Okay. Well, go ahead and respond
You're,
I
to
mean,
that,
yeah,
anyways,
exactly. If
Vince.
you're
Or
trying to rage mate me here,
no,
you're
I'm
very
not
bad
trying to
at
rage
it.
bait. I'm trying to tell you, in my opinion, that if you're okay with her not telling you, is my point.
Except that's not what I said.
Hold on. Let me just get
You
my point
know,
out.
I'm not going to let you finish because you're implying that I said something that I did not say.
You
You're
s-
very bad at this.
Oh well, that's fine if that's your opinion. But the whole
It's not
point
my opinion.
is
It's a
you said
demonstrative
you would.
fact
You
right now.
said no. You said you wouldn't be mad that
Vince.
she didn't tell you,
I
but
need you to explain.
you would
That's
be
not what I said
okay.
at all. That's not what I said at all.
Well, he more so said,
I quite literally said, when you asked if I would be upset, yes, but not for the reason you think
I
I would
understand that
be.
you think that is that she couldn't tell you because it was traumatic situation or whatever. That's something along those
I don't
lines.
think you comprehended what I said at all.
that's what he said. He
Okay.
said, well, she's going to be through her trauma with her abortion, so no one should go through it
That's not
alone.
what I said at
All this
all, Brandon.
foolishness.
Neither
all
of
right,
you are good at comprehending
all right.
anything.
Hold on, a couple things. One, Serena, let me read you out your failing thing. Serena, thank you for the 3 on the blue out with a V. I really appreciate you, Serena. W Serena in the comments says, "Can you ask guests which is worse to him?" Any one of you can answer it, Brandon or Vince. A woman that has been with 10 guys but one time each, or a woman that has been with 5 guys but 50 times each.
The 10.
Why?
Because she's just having a bunch of one night stands.
And
That's horrible. That obviously, with a
why?
divorce rate of 56% on your first time and the way social media
Wait,
is and everybody's
why are
cheating,
you?
that's
Wait, what
horrible.
does this have to do with being married? You realize you can
They
sleep
don't
with
take the
someone and
real
not.
word
Because
into
I
account.
wouldn't want to marry a girl that's had 10 one night stands. I would want to
One,
marry a
wait a
girl.
Why?
sec. Wild to say girl, for starters, as a full
Right,
grown
but I
fucking
think
man.
this is playing more into the insecurity. I think that's wild that that one bothers you more. I think that's crazy. It does. But anyways, Paige, go ahead.
Yeah, I have a quick question, Brandon. A woman that's had 10 one night stands with like 10 different people, what does that tell you about her character?
Um, she pretty much will allow any guy to hit. Really,
No. Her character, as in,
correct. That's a part of a character.
yeah,
Tendency
Brandon,
to
I'm
No,
allow.
still talking. I don't know why you're over talking me.
You
yeah,
asked
It's
me
you're
a
you're saying
question.
the
weird.
I was
actual.
answering.
Jesus.
No, I
But
didn't get to finish my question, so shut the fuck up. How about
Sure, I
that?
got you. I
Okay.
got you, baby girl.
Okay, thank you.
Of course.
So, is it a problem that women enjoy sex? Do you take issue with that? Is that like, does that make you think of mommy or something? Like, why is it that women cannot enjoy sex? Consensual.
I didn't say that.
I'm asking the question. I know you
If
didn't say it because I don't repeat what other people say. Answer the question.
Why can't women enjoy sex? They can, bro. I don't. Again, I disagree with that. They
Right.
can.
So if I go out right now, because I'm out and about as it is, and
Oh snap.
I go fuck some man or woman because I fuck both, right?
Okay.
So does that tell you that I steal, I kick puppies,
I didn't say that made you
I
a bad
lie?
person.
What does that tell you about my character?
It tells me that you don't know what you want out of life right now, and you're just testing all the tastes.
No, that doesn't. I made a choice. I made a consensual adult choice, right, to sleep with somebody, right? What does that tell you about my character?
You have no
What?
morals. That's what tells me about it.
Correct. But
How?
she doesn't want that answer.
How? Whose morals?
Yours. You don't have morals as a human. Your
No,
own self.
whose morals?
Your own morals.
Your
People have
morals.
morals.
Yeah, but the question that she's
Vince.
asking you is what set of morals?
Whatever
Everybody
person
has a
raised
different set of
her.
morals.
Correct.
Exactly. There you go. Good job. You ran face first into the point. Nice work.
Okay. And some people use their morals to go out there and just
No,
do
no,
what she's
no.
about to do
So
tonight.
where do you base your morals off of? Just so I can get some kind of bearing with you.
You talking about me personally?
No, I'm talking about the guy behind you. Yes, I'm talking about you.
Okay. Never mind, Randy. She don't need to talk about you. For me,
Wow,
I
not
would say.
Brandon admitting there's a guy behind him.
I mean, I have a cousin, you know. But
Well,
anyway,
oh, keeping it in the family. All right now. I'm
sure,
from this.
sure.
I'm from the South too, buddy.
I
all
ain't
right,
from Alabama though. That's not where you from.
I got to read out a donation real quick. Serena, thank you again. This time for the 5. I appreciate you, Serena. W Serena in the comments. Thank you. It says follow up. Nobody said it was a one night stand, which I agree. Yeah, you're right. Nobody said that. You can go on multiple dates before having sex. The one time is because the men are trash in bed. Why would a woman waste her time with that? And she is correct. Nobody said it was a one night stand, Brandon or Vince. Right? When she said 10 different guys one time, you suggested a one night stand. She never said that. So then why is it a bad thing?
You want me to answer, Brandon?
You go ahead. You go ahead. I've
Either
been
one.
talking.
Either one.
Yeah, I guess I assumed most likely to be one night stands. I guess if I didn't go
But
through the whole deal. But either way, in my personal opinion, it's still sleeping with 10 people versus 5 people. I'd rather somebody
but
sleep with
why?
5 people than 10.
Why?
Because in my personal opinion, that I don't like somebody sleeping around with a lot of people.
But you just
If
restated
it's
Question.
it.
wait,
But
hold on.
the
If
question
it's
is
sleep,
why though? Not like that's like saying I don't
Because you're
like people who
connecting
go.
with 10 people, you're having intercourse with 10 individuals
Oh, hold up,
Madness.
but you're
instead of
okay with
intercourse
fingering.
with
But you're
5.
okay. Hold on, you're okay with fingering as long as it's not the thing down there. So it's incredibly
No, I didn't. You
subjective.
didn't. You never asked me any of that. I'm
Hold on.
saying physically
Who
having.
I don't remember who was asked to, but one of you said it was fine if it's fingering, but if it's the thing down there, the P, it's
That was
not
probably
okay.
Brandon.
Okay, but that's incredibly subjective and vague and arbitrary.
What happened? I didn't. What happened? What did I say?
It was asked if you're okay, like if there's 8 guys he's been with, and then or she's been with, and then there's been 4 fingering, right? That was okay as long as it's not the
Mm-hmm.
thing down there. One of you said
Oh,
that. I
1,000.
forget who it
I
was.
stand by that. I stand by that. Girls get fingered like unfortunately at young ages, bro. You can't. I mean, it's crazy out here.
But that,
It's
but
still so wild to me that you keep saying girl.
If I said young ages, girl applies, bro. You're so simple. You're so simple.
No, that's not simple. That
Yeah,
what you're
no,
doing
that's
Not
not
is
what
what
I
simple
mean.
means.
If I'm talking about a girl of a
you're
younger age, it says what I do. Should I say a woman? Like,
yes,
what are you
All
talking about
girls
here?
are
yes.
younger age because
You
they're girls.
Okay, so if
Right.
I'm
The
talking about
girl
them, wouldn't I say
implies young
girl?
age. The girl implies
can
young
we
age.
go back
Yeah.
to my question because he didn't answer it? So Brandon, my question for you: whose morals? I find morals to be subjective, but
They are
would
subjective. That's
it?
all they are. My morals
Brandon,
come
stop
from the
over
adult.
talking me.
You
Stop
asked your
over
question.
talking
Just
me.
shush.
I
You,
am not. Hey, absolutely the fuck not. Not. Don't tell me to shush. I'm asking you a question. Let me finish it. Your morals that you base this judgment on that you have for other people, right? I don't know who is breathing into the mic, but it's annoying. Sorry, Nicholas. So Brandon, whose morals? Well, how do you base your morals on that you objectify over onto women? You can unmute now.
Anyone?
Brandon, all of a sudden the
Someone.
cat got your tongue.
oh my bad. I will answer your question. I wasn't sure if I could talk yet. Okay, so my morals literally come from whoever raised me, just like everybody else. Any role models, just like everybody else, and what I've seen. Your morals are going to be different. What you look for in a man is going to be different from the next
I'm
lady. So why?
asking you, are you saying that your morals are based on how you were raised?
Of course, that's everyone's morals, bro. Like,
No, it's
what do you
not
think?
everyone's morals because not everybody is raised by like with like a moralistic guidance or a compass of some kind.
You find one.
So what you're admitting is that you have been taught this. And I agree. I can see that because men typically are socialized into this very immature perspective and to
Sure.
demonize women who enjoy sex, don't understand a woman's body. You made that extremely clear talking
Mm-hmm.
about periods, like very, very clear. Do you know that the vagina is a self-cleaning organ?
Of course. I
Right.
have five
You
sisters.
well, I'm pretty sure you get into their business. So here's the thing. If I tell you I slept with 600 people, right? That does not tell you anything about my moral.
Girl, that tells me way more than 10. I'll tell you that. The
Excuse me,
hell?
Brandon. I
Right.
don't
Those
know
are
who
different
you're
numbers.
used to talking to, but I'm not a fucking girl. I'm a woman.
Well, that's subjective.
It is not.
It
Well,
is based
maybe
off of
it,
maturity. Based off of
no,
maturity,
no, no,
yeah.
no, 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 no,
You
no,
don't
no.
seem much mature. You
Girl,
seem very
girl.
girl-like.
Brandon, shut the fuck up. You've got the P3DO vibes on like 100%. I am 36 years old. I am not a girl. Stop trying to infantilize me
You are
because
still a
you
girl.
are getting pissed. I am not a girl, you fucking P3DO.
Yeah, if you're calling a 36-year-old woman a girl, that kind of says more about you than it
That's
does
just
anybody
people being
else.
stuck up on these titles. A girl is
The
literally a
No,
woman
a
that has a vagina.
girl. No, 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 no. A girl and a woman both mean two drastically different things.
Explain. Can you
For
explain it too?
example, no, no. For example, if you were to abuse a girl, that would be child abuse. If you were to abuse a woman, that would not be child abuse. They have two drastically different meanings. The fact that you seem to be conflating the both of them says more about you than it does anyone the fuck else.
Sure, y'all would like that to be. She said 600 bodies. That I would call you a girl. You doing some like that's not mature. 600 bodies is
Okay,
not mature.
Girl.
this leads me to my next question because Matt and Doug both brought up a really good point, and then old Vince here said, "Well, yeah, you're right. I guess I kind of did just jump to a one night stand." So, like, how many types of orgasms can a woman have?
Where did y'all line the question to come from, bro? Y'all are so
Oh no,
immature.
this is a
Just
very
answer
important question. This is a very important question because it will lead me to my next question. There is a number.
What's your question again? Sorry, I forgot to
How
listen.
many types of orgasms can a woman have?
Well, she can have an orgasm through her clitoris. She can have
Okay,
an
that's
orgasm
one.
through her
You
G
can just give
spot.
me a number.
No, I have to talk to him because I don't readily just be thinking about how many ways a
It's
woman can
between
orgasm.
14 and 16 is the number. It's between 14 and 16. So with that in mind, right? If she's been with 10 people and they haven't all
So
been
that
one
number
night
is
stands.
consistent, but the period number isn't. Is that what we're saying?
Hold
Is
on.
that number of
Shushies.
orgasm is consistent, but the
Shushies.
period one isn't?
Shushies. This leads me to my follow-up question.
You use
Because
17 characters to say shushies.
because Vince said, "Oh man, like I guess I did just jump to the assumption it was a one night stand." So we all know this is just a fact of fucking nature that it's much more difficult in a lot of instances for women to reach climax than it is for men because let's be fair, we're fucking apes and like my lizard brain is just like, cool, I'm happy to be involved. So if a woman just is with 10 dudes and they're all trash in bed, you're saying that she's just, well, that's it. I guess you just don't get to enjoy this at all because those 10 dudes didn't know what the fuck they were doing, and so
Nah,
now
she needs
you're
to
just
apparently
left.
go for 10
Hold on,
more.
let me finish my fucking question, my guy. Because you've also said, when Paige asked you, well, no, I don't think, like, women can be allowed to enjoy that. All right, cool. So if she's been with 10 people, and none of those 10 people were able to get her to the fucking mountaintop, are you saying that she's just shit out of luck at this point?
No, but you're assuming that the 10 couldn't get her to that point. You're
Because
assuming
that's
here, just
part
like
of
I
the
assumed,
fucking hypothetical, Vince,
just like
because
how I
I'm testing
assumed it was a
your
one-night stand.
logic. That's literally part of the question. It's not an assumption, it's a
No, you are. You're
parameter for
assuming.
the question.
Why are y'all so volatile, bro? Like, y'all are so angry about something.
Because you're a
Brandon, this is how
fucking
these people
moron.
are. They get wild. They can't have any
So
conversations with
Vince,
people.
as part of this hypothetical, because that's what the fuck that it is, if part of this hypothetical is the parameter that those 10 people did not get her there, is she shit out of luck or not? That's what a hypothetical is.
I would say, yeah, after 10 times, after finding 10 in a row that somehow cannot get her off.
So
And
Vince does not think. No, because you've answered the question.
No,
You've
I
answered
didn't
the
finish
question.
it, but
You
I'm
did.
finishing. I'm
You
almost
said
there.
no. You said no.
No,
Too bad you can't get women to finish, so neither are you. You've already said that
No,
she's
the
shit
whole
out of luck.
point is
You
there's
do
more to
disagree.
that.
You literally think that women are not allowed to enjoy sex whatsoever, if that's what you think.
What I'm saying
you don't
is
allow women to
all
finish.
10 of
I'm not
those
allowing you
people,
to finish.
she
That's what
never
this
had-
feels like. You will
Okay.
fucking suck it up and survive.
Yeah. Sure. Yep. Got it.
You want women. You want women to suck it up and survive, so you can too.
I just think that's just crazy that after 10 times
I don't know why
she's
you
never
think you can
talked with
finish
somebody.
when I don't know why you think you can talk when Paige was literally like in the middle of a sentence.
Paige wasn't even talking.
Yes, the fuck she was.
I do have a quick.
Okay, all right, here we go.
No. He was talking before her, bro. Vince, I was listening to what Vince was saying.
Shut up, Brandon.
Shush. I'm listening to Vince, bro. How she
Shut up, boy. Shut up, child. Shut up, little guy. Shut up, Pookie Bear.
Okay, so my quick
Pookie Bear. I love
question.
Pookie Bear.
My quick question for Vince and
W
for Brandon.
Dagger, Dagger. Let me know who that was for, and then I'll drop him. Let me know, Dagger. But W Dagger in the comments, that was to kick somebody. I don't know who it was for. Just let me know in the comments. Go ahead, Paige.
Yeah. So when you are when you
Bye, Vince.
start to date
Thanks,
somebody. Yep. So okay, this is for Brandon. Brandon, when you start to go on a date, like a first date with somebody, when do you ask them what their body count is?
When the conversation gets there, I mean, before you have intercourse with anyone, that conversation needs to be had so that you know if they're safe or not. It's a great tell to know if someone's safe by the amount of people.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I'm glad you brought that up because when that's about safe sex. That's not about body count.
No.
But if body count matters so much, you, sir, for you particularly, you need to be asking that on the first date so you don't waste her time. So
if it's that important, sure.
If it's that important that you want to sit and you want to make women out to be whores because they have like double digit or whatever the fuck your number is. You need to be honest with your like morals and come out and say, hey, I don't date women who have more than XYZ body count.
Right.
If your body count is over that, we like check please, we can end the date here and now. Stop wasting women's time
It's
if you're
never going to
not
die.
doing that. Hi, Brandon, still talking. It's really cringe that you overtalk me
Why are you so
constantly.
emotional, lady? Just keep talk. Okay, my bad.
Anyway,
It seems. I'm sorry, Paige. I apologize. I thought you were done.
No,
sorry,
do
my
not
friend.
interrupt her. Do not interrupt
Go,
her.
Brandon,
Let her
shut
go,
the
talk.
go ahead,
fuck.
Matt. Go ahead,
Brandon,
Matt.
shut
You
the
haven't
fuck
been able to
up.
speak in a little bit. Go ahead, Matt.
No. It was Brandon. Chill, dude. Calm down. Now, I was just the only thing I was going to add to what Paige was saying because she's so spot on. I was just going to add and ask you: do you carry around a copy of your STI report on every first date?
Absolutely not.
Why not? What do you mean? If you're going to ask about someone's body count and it's so important to you and about their sexual fortitude, then I would
Absolutely.
assume that you would be super concerned about someone's STI status, right?
I mean, I'm more
That
concerned with
conversation
whether or not
definitely
he's been
comes up
tested at
before I have
all.
intercourse with someone.
I'm
Absolutely.
beginning to think you've never actually been tested at all,
He's probably never
personally.
been tested. Yeah.
Y'all have
Right?
all these assumptions about me, and all I'm trying to do is just have a talking
I
point about
mean,
body count.
you're not
I've been
denying
attacked.
it.
I have been attacked so many times by all of you, but I love it.
You're
I don't
not
take it here.
denying it.
Nobody's attacked
Um,
you. Nobody's attacked you. Stop being a snowflake, Brandon.
no one's attacked you. Stop being a snowflake.
You're such a victim, huh? I just literally just asked you a simple question. So, do
Um,
you carry around a
I said
copy
no.
of?
I wouldn't do
Well,
something
then,
like that.
but why not? So, but if you're
That
concerned
stuff
about
is on
body count,
email.
hold on. If you're concerned about body count and how many people your potential partner has been with, if you're not concerned about STIs, what are you concerned about?
Do y'all know soul ties? Do y'all believe in soul ties at all?
No.
What?
Soul ties.
Thank you, Vince. I don't know who that was for, but
No, I
what was
don't,
that for,
Brandon.
Vince? I saw that.
So soul
W
ties
Vince.
is a scientific
I
theory that
know it's not a scientific theory.
1000. What do you
It's
Well,
mean?
it's not a
hey,
scientific theory.
Thick. I do have to stick to the rules. He did send two galaxies to kick you. I can't just keep it for opposition. I unfortunately have to kick you,
Oh no,
Thick.
memento.
Sorry, man.
Amazing.
I'll bring
Well,
it
I
out. So
mean,
I got to stick to the rules. I've never had an opposition kick a friendly before, but I guess there's a first for everything. Thick. I have to stick to the rules. I can't bring you up. It is the rules. I'm sorry. You got anything else, Brandon? Yeah, no,
No,
I
man, I
appreciate it,
appreciate
Vince.
y'all time. It was a constructive conversation. Hopefully I run into you again, man.
Nothing else? All right.
That'd
Well,
be
if that's
all.
it. That's it. Okay. All right. I'll bring it up.
Uh, 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 that I yeah, Doug, I'm gonna drop two. But the last thing I would say is that is the most disingenuous thing that I've ever heard. If you were going to sit there and you're going to say how concerned you are about somebody's body count, and you can't sit there and say, yeah, but I'm gonna bring my STI report with me, and I'm gonna like, and that doesn't matter to you. You're just disingenuous. That's you don't actually really care.
No, I
You're
100%
you
agree.
just
I would 100%
yeah,
agree.
but that's
Yeah.
all.
All right,
Um,
man. Well, hey,
but
appreciate you coming up.
I'm out.
All right. Take care,
Yeah.
Matt.
By the
Have a good
way,
one, all right? Yeah.
thanks for letting me trigger Liam. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, man. Take care. And to the person who said I didn't think it was a good idea for ops to kick friendlies, I've had this rule for like 2 years, maybe not quite to two galaxies to kick. I've never had an opposition do it, so I think it would be a little hypocritical if I only applied it to friendlies. Considering this doesn't happen often, I think it's fine. If it became a constant thing, all right, that'd be a different story. But it is what it is. Um, but appreciate it, Vince. Yeah, guys, it was an interesting conversation. I do. It is my life. It is my life. I agree. Well, listen, I still stand by my stance that at the end of the day, any guy that claims, and I haven't heard a good uh, opposing argument, any guy that thinks body count does matter for a woman and that it says something about her, I still think it comes from jealousy and like resentments. Because I think when we constantly hear, why does sleeping with 10 people, 10 men matter? Well, because she had 10 guys stick his thing in there. Right, that's what body count means. You're just restating the claim. That's like saying, why is it a bad thing that 10 people play basketball? Well, because 10 people shot a basketball. Well, yeah, that's just restating the argument. The question is, why does it matter? Don't just restate why it matters. Right? The question is, why does that action matter and what does it say about a person? Right? And I don't know. I still have not heard of it. Yes, I think ultimately it comes down to being compared to. And I think the less that they believe a woman can compare that person to, the better. The better they'll at least feel. I mean, I think that's ultimately what it boils down to. Because you can say they have low standards, but standards are personal. Your standards are your standards, and I still stand by that. If your average guy, because I mean, I think most of us can agree that on average, a woman, if she wanted to, probably does have the ability, the more ability, the whatever how you want to phrase it, to sleep around if she wanted to, than on average a guy, right? I think we all can agree with that. And I think if a guy had that ability that an average woman would have, I think a guy would sleep around with just as much. I, I think all of these guys that have a low-ish body count that say they want to keep it low for X, Y, Z reason, and they blame a woman for having a high body count for A, B, C reason, I think it's just lack of the ability of you being able to sleep around. I think if it was as easy for you as it is for your average woman, you would be doing the exact same thing. I think if you can hop on a dating app, you can download an app, and within 10 minutes match with 15, 20, 30, 30 women, you could strike up a conversation, have them come over, or you go over to theirs. I think you'd be doing that every single time. And you can say that it's because your religious reasons or because sleeping with this amount of people does this, or I think that's all bullshit. I really do. I think it's all bullshit. I think you're just rationalizing. And I think you're trying to make yourself feel better that you're just not sleeping around as much as you would personally like to. And I would respect somebody more if they just simply admitted that. Right? Like, I think it's natural for people to be jealous and things like that. I think those are natural human emotions, but I think you'd be better off if you were just open about it rather than projecting your insecurity onto women, because I think that's very harmful to do that. I think it's harmful for the women, obviously, because the society that we're in, when those things are projected upon, causes a lot of like unwanted behaviors, unwanted actions. But I think it harms yourself as well. I don't think it's probably fun to have these things be on your mind to be worried about. That's probably not a fun way to go about your life. Yes, therapy does exist. It's not easy. It's not fun to do therapy, but it does certainly help in the long run. But yeah, I don't know. I just still have yet to hear a good argument as to why body count independently matters, right? We hear a lot of arguments that it matters because the chances of STIs go up. Okay, whatever. Or the chances of cheating or this or that go up. But I always ask them the question, if you met a woman that you like and she has a body count that you deem as being too high, whatever that number is, and it's always different for everybody, and she has never cheated, she has no STI, she's never been pregnant, does that body count still matter? And 90% of the time they still say, yes, it matters. Okay, then it's not about cheating, it's not about STIs, it's not about those other things. Those are just a smokescreen. It's a fake reason, right? Yeah, they're just made up reasons, and I think we just need to get to the point of why it actually matters if you're going to claim it does, in fact, matter. But yeah, I've personally never asked. Maybe when I was high school, maybe I did, but not that I could recall. But certainly my adult life, I've never asked. I have only personally been asked once that I can remember. But I just don't think it's relevant to what somebody wants. Like, if I want to get into a serious relationship with someone, their past doesn't matter in the sense of how many people they've been with. Would I like to know about their relationships that they've had? Yes, because that's relevant to what we potentially may engage in. If I meet someone and I don't want a serious thing, does that past matter? Still, obviously doesn't matter. I just don't think it matters in any of those situations. I don't think it plays a role. I think there's just far better things to learn about somebody than something like that. Can people send two galaxies to come back up? Yeah, I mean, I'm always fine with that, I suppose. Yeah, if you get kicked, you can send the equivalent back to come up. I'm fine with that. I never answer. No. Yeah, it's typically something that younger people tend to ask, Susie. It doesn't seem like it's something that, and by being younger, I mean mid 30s and younger. It tends to be asked more than somebody who is, mid 30s ish and older, at least on average. But I'm sure there's obviously exceptions. Yeah. Anyways, I am probably gonna wrap this up. Is seven a big? I don't know, but hold on. Before I do wrap this up, it's so subjective. I've had men come up here that tell me 3 or 4 or 5 is a high number. I've had men that say 20 or 30 is a high number, and anything between or anything above or below that, I've heard. We've also heard, as the men on some of this on the panel today said, some of them said that that the women can have done fingering as much as they want, right? They could have been fingered by 30 men and it's okay. But if they had 10 Ds in them, that's too much. Which they're inherently the same thing, right? In both situations, something is being inserted, right? Something is being inserted in both situations. Depending on the size of your fingers in the thing, it can very much be the same size, right? Give or take, right? So in essence, the same actions are occurring, right? But for some reason, one of them matters, but the other one doesn't matter. It makes no goddamn sense whatsoever. And we've had some of them say that kissing plays into a body count. Some of the it just doesn't matter, and that's why I think none of this really matters at all. I think it comes down to, again, the whole thing I've been saying is the jealousy and the resentment and fear of being compared to, and I think that's all it is, because there's never any hard number and there's never any hard definition, no pun intended, as to what a body count is and why that one specifically matters. Because the guest told me that 10 and more of a D is too much, right? And I asked him what happens between 9 and 10. He couldn't really give me an answer. He just said that's too much. But why, though? But why does that effectively change anything? It's all ridiculous. None of it means anything. If there's no hard definition or objective definition or rules as to why this matters, then none of it matters. I guess in person Well, I mean, Sean, listen, I don't disagree. I'm totally fine saying this. That, yeah, there could be a chance if someone has a quote unquote high number, say like 100, that yeah, maybe they were using it as a method to feel better about themselves, right? Right? Just as if somebody drank or used some substances too many times in their life. Tammy, thank you so much. Thank you, and thank you guys for the 3 Night Star things. Thank you so much. That if somebody drank or used so many substances, that it could be an indication that they're trying to cover something up and make themselves feel better. Sure, that's a possibility. But that could be done with anything. You can play too many video games and try to make yourself feel better. You can masturbate too much and try to make yourself feel better. It could be sex. It could be relationships. It could be drinking too much sugary drinks. It could be exercising too much, right? We can do a lot of things to try to make ourselves feel better, to cover up for something. But so that's not exclusive to sex. But yeah, of course, people can sleep around too much, and it could be indicative of trying to self-medicate, for sure. I think that's a thing that can happen. But again, that's not a body count problem. That's a different issue. Hey, Bofa, what's up?
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing well. How old are you?
I'm 21.
All right, what's up?
All right, so I actually think body count does matter.
Okay, why is
I
that?
think it's mostly relative. Huh? Yeah, I think it's mostly relative, but like it might matter for some people, it might not matter
Right.
for some
I'm
people.
at,
But I think
sure.
it,
I'm
I think
asking
it,
why.
ge-
So for you, why does it matter? That's what the topic is about. Why the individual comes out, why it matters.
yeah. Well, just like it matters for me. Well, can I ask you a question? Like, would you say like weight matters for you?
For what?
Like LBS, like would you date someone that's
I
like
know it. I know what
420?
pounds are. I
Yeah,
for what though? Like I like
for dating, or even like a really like a
well.
smack.
And number one, whoever said my voice is low, there's nothing I can do about it. Apparently,
looks good?
it looks beautiful, dude. I was trying to actually end the live, but I do appreciate you showing that. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap this up. What an idiot! I gotta block that person. Remind me, guys, too. All right, guys, I'll see you tomorrow though. But I was about to wrap this up, so this gives me a good excuse to end it. All right.